All right, so we'll get started in a seat. I'm going to make my way to my mat here in just a couple of seconds. Make sure everybody has everything that they need here. So once we make our way to our seat, you can kind of decide what that looks like. So you can sit with your legs loosely crossed if you'd like to. You can sit with your legs extended out in front of you. You can sit on your shins, which is usually how I get started. Whatever feels best for you. If you'd like to start out your practice today seated on a chair, you are certainly welcome to do that as well. So set yourself up with something that's sustainable for a couple of minutes here. We've got a few more people logging on, so we'll give ourselves a few minutes to settle into our seat here. And as always, if there's physical movements you would like to make, feel free to settle in with some shoulder rolls, some neck rolls, any of those physical movements that feel good for you. Rita's here, Grace is here, Tracy's here, wonderful. Hi, everybody. So if you decide to take some shoulder rolls, make sure you take them forward and backward. If you work through some neck rolls, gently going both directions. And then we'll take several breaths here. So you are welcome to continue with some physical shifting, some physical movements, or you can bring your body into stillness. Completely up to you. Regardless of movement or stillness, try to root down through both sit bones here. And then create that nice, tall, dignified posture from the root all the way up through the crown of your head. As the crown of the head reaches up towards the sky, allow the shoulder blades to melt down and together on your back. And then you can feel free to gently blink those eyes closed if you'd like to come into that posture. And then as we continue to settle here, we can begin to shift our focus over to our breath. Allowing for some full inhales and some releasing exhales. Each inhale, you can think about expanding the front, back, and sides of your rib cage. And then each exhale, an opportunity to release and to let go. As we continue to settle in here, if there's an intention you would like to set for today's practice, feel free to bring that intention to your mind's eye. Inhaling it all the way in as we expand. And then exhaling that intention out to the universe. Take several more breaths, just like this. Three more big inhales. Two more. Full breath in. And a full breath out. And then one more. Big full inhale. And a full exhale. You can gently blink your eyes open if your eyes are closed. And then when you are ready, we'll inhale those arms overhead, press your palms together, melt your shoulder blades down. Exhale to draw thumbs to heart center. Twice more like that. Big breaths, everybody. Inhale, press your palms together. Exhaling thumbs to heart center. One more time. Inhale, press those palms together, melt your shoulder blades. Exhaling, thumbs to heart center. We'll place that right hand on that right hip. We'll inhale the left arm up and over the head. And then we'll exhale, gentle side bend to the right here. Big inhales. Full exhales. Let's inhale ourselves back to center, left hand to left hip. And then settle here for your exhale. Beautiful, and then inhale that right arm up and overhead. Exhaling, side bend to the left. Finding a big inhale. And a full exhale. And then we'll inhale our way back to center, both hands on both hips here. Settling right here for our exhale. So let's make our way over to a tabletop position. I'm going to stay facing this direction to get us started here. Shoulders are over those wrists. We'll do a few rounds of cat-cow here together. Inhale to drop the belly, lift the gaze, lift the tailbone. Exhale to push the mat away. Inhale, the belly drops, the gaze lifts. Exhale to push the mat away. And then one more time. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your gaze, lift your tailbone. Exhale to push the mat away. Come on back to our neutral tabletop here. Extend that right leg straight behind you. And then we're going to extend that right leg out to the right side and bring that right foot down onto the mat or the floor, whatever your foot reaches there. And then we'll work that torso all the way up into gate pose. So we're on the left knee here. Right leg is long. Your right foot is planted on the floor. We'll inhale those arms overhead, melt your shoulder blades. And then we'll exhale, we'll take our side bend to the right. So towards that long leg. Try to keep your chest open here. You can gaze up under your left armpit if you'd like to. Let's find those inhales. And those exhales. And then we'll inhale back to center. Our exhale is going to take us the other direction. You might not be able to go as far here, that's okay. Big breath in. And a breath out. Let's inhale our way back to center here. And then exhale, thumbs to heart center. Good, we'll place those hands back on the floor. On your inhale, extend that right leg straight behind you, use your glute. And then we'll exhale ourselves back to our tabletop position here. And then on your next inhale, left leg extends straight behind you. And then we'll open that left leg open to the left, plant that foot on the mat or the floor. Bring that torso all the way up here. Good, that left leg is long, that foot is down on the floor, you're on your right knee. And then we're gonna inhale those arms overhead, press your palms. Exhale, we'll take our side bend to the left first. We're headed towards that long leg. Chest is open, you can gaze up under your right armpit if you'd like to. Full breath in. And a breath out. And then inhale back to center here. And then we'll exhale, side bend to the right. Again, you might not be able to go as far this way with that leg out the other direction. That's okay. Inhales. And exhales. And then we'll inhale our way back to center here. Exhale as thumbs come through heart center. Good, we'll make our way back to our tabletop with those arms. Inhale that left leg straight behind you. And then exhale ourselves back to tabletop here. I'm gonna shift my way around on my mat like this for you all. And then we'll do one more cat-cow here together. Let's inhale the belly down, the gaze lifts. And then we'll exhale to push the mat away. Come back to our neutral tabletop here. Spread your fingers really wide, everybody. We're gonna sit those knees about 5 inches behind those hips. Tuck your toes under. Restack those shoulders so that they're over those wrists. Take a big full belly inhale. And then we'll exhale hips to sky for downward facing dog. You can make as many movements as you want to here. We're gonna take 3 big breaths. One more full inhale, expand. Exhale to let go. And then let's send those hips a little bit higher. Take little tiny baby steps to the top of the mat here. Forward fold with as much of a bend in those knees as you'd like to. Bring your hands to your shins. Inhale to lift up halfway. Exhale to fold down. Doing that twice more. Hands to shins. Come on up halfway. Exhaling to fold down. One more time, everyone. Hands to shins. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale to fold down. Let's come all the way up to standing. Root down through both feet. Torso comes all the way up nice and tall. Press those palms together overhead. Inhale. And then we'll exhale, thumbs through heart center, mountain pose, Tadasana. Good. I'm going to face you here. Feet are hip distance apart. You can put a little bend in your knees, right, if you'd like to. And then we're going to do our first little shoulder opener here. So let's inhale those arms overhead. We're going to exhale, interlacing the hands behind the head. So the elbows are out nice and wide. You don't want to be here. You want to be open this way. So really think about opening that chest up. And then keep both feet rooted. Inhale. Exhale, right elbow towards the floor. So it's like a side bend, right? We've done that shape before. Full inhale. And exhale. And then come back to center. Your head is pressing into your hands, hands into head. And then we'll make our way over to the left side. Find your breath in. And your breath out. And then we'll inhale back to center. Exhale to settle, so open that chest up a little bit more. And then we'll inhale those arms overhead, press palms. Exhale to fold forward over those legs. Hands come to shins, come on up halfway, find an inhale. And then we'll exhale to plant those hands, taking ourselves back to downward facing dog. Full breath in here. Full breath out. Let's inhale forward to a high plank. Stack your shoulders over your wrists here. Find a big breath in. And then we're going to exhale ourselves all the way down to the belly. Shift forward a little bit. Make our way all the way down. Adjust your hands if you need to. Baby cobra. Spread those fingers wide. Find an inhale. And then we'll exhale hips to sky for downward facing dog. Big breath in here. Full breath out. Let's inhale that right leg towards the ceiling. We've got super square hips. Exhale to step that right foot forward here. Drop that back knee down, finding our first low leg lunge of today. So we're stacking that right knee on top of that right ankle here. Shoulders are over hips. Make sure that your back knee's behind your back hip here to get that hip opener. Settle in, taking 2 full breaths right here. Adjust as you need to. One more big breath, my friends. As we exhale, we're going to frame that front foot, send those hips back, coming into a little hamstring opener to get us started here today. So we're on the left knee. Hips are stacked over that left knee. Your front foot can stay flat, or you can bring those toes up. That's up to you. 2 breaths here. Breath into that right hamstring. One more breath here. Inhale. And then as we exhale, we'll make our way forward. Plant those hands, lift that back knee, and then take ourselves back to downward facing dog. Let's find a big inhale. And a full exhale. Inhale that left leg towards the ceiling. Use those square hips. Exhale to step that foot forward. Drop that back knee down. Finding our low leg lunge on this side. So that left knee stacks on top of that left ankle. Adjust as you need to here. I'm a little wobbly here today. Make sure that right knee is behind that right hip. Square off those hips. And then we reach up. 2 big breaths. One more full inhale. And then we'll exhale to frame that front foot. Send your hips back to straighten that left leg. Coming into our hamstring opener here. So again, you can keep that front foot flat or bring those toes up. That's up to you. 2 breaths here. Send your breath into your left hamstring. Inhales. And exhales. One more inhale here. And then as we exhale, we'll make our way forward. Plant those hands firmly. Lift the back knee. And then we find downward facing dog. Big breath in here. Full breath out. Let's inhale those hips a little higher. Take our baby steps. to the top of the mat, as much of a bend in your knees if you need to. Hands come to shins. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale to fold down. Inhale to come all the way up to standing. Pressing those palms together overhead. You can gaze up here. And then we'll exhale to draw thumbs through, heart center, mountain pose, Tadasana. Good. Let's bring those feet all the way together this time, everybody. Chair pose round 1 today. Bring hands to hips first, sit those hips back and down. Let's check it out. So when you look down, you should be able to see your toes. Think about rolling your shoulder blades onto the back here, and you can keep your hands on your hips. You can bring thumbs to heart center, or you can reach up. Finding those inhales, settling those hips on those exhales. Let's take one more breath. Inhale here. Sit a little lower on your exhale. And then we'll inhale to stand all the way up, press your palms together. Exhale to fold forward over those legs. Bringing hands to shins. Inhale, come up halfway. And then as we exhale, we'll plant those hands firmly and take ourselves back to downward facing dog. Full breath in. And a full breath out. Let's inhale that right leg towards the ceiling here, square hips. As we exhale, we'll step that foot forward. Let's keep that back knee lifted this time, everyone. And make our way up to a full-size crescent lunge when you're ready. Right knee stacks on top of that right ankle here. Pressing firmly through the ball of the back foot. And then we want to square those hips as much as we can here. Shoulder blades are on the back. Reaching those hands up. Finding those inhales. And those exhales. One more breath in. As we exhale, we're going to interlace those hands behind the lower back. We're going to stay upright for this one. We'll fold forward in a later lunge here. So try to press your palms together. You can keep your hands at your lower back if you want to. If you want to go a little bit more of a shoulder opener, roll your shoulders back and think about sending your knuckles towards the ground. Even a little back bend here might feel good. Let's find an inhale. And an exhale. And then unhook those hands, inhale those arms overhead. And then as we exhale, we'll frame that front foot and take ourselves back to downward facing dog. Find a big breath in, everybody. And a big breath out. Let's inhale that left leg towards the ceiling, square hips. Exhale to step that foot forward here. Back knee stays lifted. Torso comes up to our full-size crescent lunge on this side. Good, check it out. Adjust as you need to here. Square those hips. Left knee stacks. Shoulders are over those hips. Press through the ball of the back foot. Settle those shoulder blades down. Take a breath in. And a breath out. Take another inhale here. And then as we exhale, we're going to interlace those hands behind the lower back again. Press the heels of your hands together. And then you can stay here. Chest stays nice and tall. Or you can think about sending your knuckles towards the floor to open up the front side of your shoulders more. Again, maybe a little back bend will feel good. Maybe that's not in the cards. That's okay. Find an inhale. And an exhale. And then we'll inhale those arms overhead. Full-size crescent lunge. Exhale to frame that front foot and step it back to downward facing dog. Finding an inhale here. And an exhale. Let's send those hips a little bit higher. Take your baby steps or one big step to the top of the mat. Forward fold once you get here. Hands coming to shins. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhaling to fold down. Root down to rise up. Torso comes all the way up to standing. Palms pressed together overhead. You can gaze up. Inhale. Exhale to draw thumbs through, heart center, mountain pose, Tadasana. Good, bring those feet together again if you have them separated. Chair pose round 2, my friends, sitting it back and down. So again, you can keep hands on hips. Think about rolling those shoulder blades back here. You can draw thumbs to heart center. You can reach those arms up like we normally do for chair pose, or you can hook your thumbs together like a butterfly. And then reach those arms up. Inhales. Exhales. One more breath in. Sit lower as you breathe out. And then inhale, super tall, palms pressed. Exhale to fold forward over those legs. Hands coming to shins. Inhale, lift up halfway. And then as we exhale, plant those hands firmly. Let's make our way back to downward facing dog. Find a big breath in. And a full breath out. Inhale that right leg towards the ceiling, square hips. Exhale to step that right foot forward. Keep your back knee lifted. We're gonna find our crescent lunge again here. So settle in with nice square hips, everybody. Super strong legs. Engage your inner thighs. Shoulders are over those hips. Let's find those inhales. And those exhales. And then we'll interlace those hands behind the lower back here. Press the heels of your hands together. Roll your shoulders back. Chest comes up. Find an inhale. This time we're taking it forward over that front thigh. So option to keep your hands attached to your lower back if you want to, or you can start to work those hands away. Keeping those palms together as much as you can. Inhales. And exhales. One more breath in. Let's unhook those hands on our exhale. Bring both hands to the inside of that right foot. And then we're going to pivot ourselves to the left side of the mat. We're going to move back and forth with a little mini Skandasana here. So keep your hands down. Your chest is down as well. We're just rocking side to side here. Not coming into that full posture quite yet. Just opening up those inner thighs a little bit. Stance is super wide. Those toes are pointed out to the sides a bit. And continue that breath. Let's go one more each way. And then we make it back to home base here. Pivot around to frame that right foot. Plant those hands firmly, and on an exhale, stepping it back to downward facing dog. Good, let's take 3 breaths here, everybody. If you want to find child's pose, you can. That's up to you. That was breath number 1. One more breath. And then we're inhaling that left leg towards the ceiling. Take your time getting there if you're in child's pose. You'll meet us here. And then we'll exhale to step that left foot forward. Back knee stays lifted. Crescent lunge we find on this side. So that left knee stacks. Hips are square here, everyone. Shoulders over hips. Reaching those hands up. Super strong legs, everybody. Inhales. And exhales. Good, we're going to interlace those hands behind the lower back. Press the heels of the hands together. Roll your shoulders back. Chest opener here. Inhale. And then we'll exhale to fold forward over that front leg. Again, you can keep your hands attached to your lower back or start to pull them away, opening up the front side of the chest. Full inhales. Full exhales. One more breath in. And then as we exhale, we'll unhook those hands, place them both on the inside of that left foot here, pivot ourselves around to the right side, and we'll come into those Skandasana shifts side to side. Fingertips are down, chest is down, just rocking side to side. Maybe you can go a little deeper, maybe not, that's okay. Continuing to find that breath. Good, this is our last set here. And then again, we end up at home base here, pivoting ourselves around to frame our left foot, squaring off those hips, and then on an exhale, we step it back to downward facing dog. Good, let's take 3 breaths again, everybody. So child's pose is up for grabs if you'd like it. One more breath here.
And then if you're in child's pose, come on back up to downward facing dog. And then we'll send those hips a little higher. You can take baby steps or one big step to the top of the mat. Forward fold once you get here. Hands coming to shins. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale to fold down. Inhale to come all the way up to standing. Press those palms together overhead. You can gaze up. Exhale to draw thumbs through, heart center mountain pose, Tadasana. Good, we're gonna do one more chair pose, everybody. Feet together. Hips come back and down. Hands can stay on hips. Thumbs can come to heart center. You can hook those thumbs together and reach up if you'd like. Full breath in. Full breath out. Inhale. Exhale to sit lower. And then we'll inhale to stand all the way up. Press your palms together. Exhale to fold forward over those legs. Hands coming to shins. Inhale, come on up halfway. And then as we exhale, we'll plant those hands firmly and take ourselves back to downward facing dog. Big breath in. Full breath out. Let's inhale ourselves forward to a high plank. Exhale down to the belly. Roll those shoulder blades on the back, baby cobra or full cobra if you'd like it here. Inhale. And then we'll exhale those hips to the sky for downward facing dog. Big breath in. Big breath out. Inhaling that right leg towards the ceiling. We've got square hips. Exhale to step that right foot forward. Come up onto your fingertips just to get your balance here. And then we're gonna pivot that left foot down. We've got warrior two in the lower body. And then when you're ready, torso comes up to find full-size warrior two in the upper body. Good. That right knee stacks on top of that right ankle. Shoulders over those hips here. Arms are straight and strong. We'll turn this into a little bit of a shoulder opener as well. Full breath in. And a full breath out. Find another inhale. And then we're gonna bend that right elbow, place that right forearm on that right thigh. Left fingers reach tall. So press your forearm into your thigh, thigh into forearm. Your right palm should be facing the ceiling. Press into that back leg as well, so a little bit of a hip opener here. And then if you want to open up those shoulders a little bit more, you're welcome to stay here if you'd like to, if this is good, but if you want more of a shoulder opener, we'll tuck this left hand behind the lower back here and think about rotating that torso up towards the ceiling. 3 breaths, everybody. Good, we're gonna reach that left arm up again. Good, and then we'll keep the torso low. We're just gonna straighten that right knee, and then we'll reach that right hand to the shin, the foot, or the floor for triangle pose here, right into it. Big breath in. And a breath out. Keeping that chest open to the side as much as you can. Option to stay, or you can hover that left arm above your left ear. Challenging the balance. Fire up your core. Fire up those legs. You can stay here, or you can reach that right arm forward like you have a big beach ball here. Full challenge, everybody. Inhales. And exhales. One more breath in, my friends. Legs stay straight and strong, torso comes all the way up, and then we'll flip that right palm, reach those right fingers back for a revolved triangle. Big breath in. And exhale. Inhale that torso back to center, and then we'll exhale to cartwheel those hands down, square off the hips, and bring ourselves back to downward facing dog. Woo! Shake it out. And then we'll find a breath in. And a breath out. Inhale that left leg towards the ceiling, square hips. Exhale to step that left foot forward here. Pop up onto those fingertips to get your balance. And then we're gonna pivot that right foot down, warrior two in the lower body. And then we bring that torso all the way up for full-size warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2. Left knee stacks on top of that left ankle, shoulders over hips. Press through both feet here, everybody. Inhales. And exhales. Take another breath in. We'll bend into that left elbow, left forearm to left thigh, right fingers to the sky, coming into side ankle pose here. So press that forearm into thigh, thigh into forearm. Chest is open to the side here. And then you're welcome to stay here. If you want to take that shoulder opener on that right side, you'll tuck the right hand behind your lower back. Starting to rotate the torso open. Big breaths in. One more inhale, everybody. Press through both feet. And exhale. And then we'll draw that right arm back up again towards the ceiling. We're going to come into triangle right from here. So just straighten that left knee and bring that left hand to the shin, the foot, or the floor, keeping that torso open. Inhales. And exhales. You can stay here, or you can hover that right arm above the right ear. Fire up that belly. Inhales. Exhales. Option to draw that left arm up too, holding that beach ball. Big breath in. And a breath out. One more inhale. And exhale. And then we'll bring that torso all the way up. Flip that left palm, your toes, left fingers behind us, revolve triangle. Find an inhale. And an exhale. And then we'll inhale back to center here. Exhale to cartwheel those hands down, square off those hips. And then we'll step ourselves back to downward facing dog. We've got 3 big breaths right here, everyone. Child's pose is a great place to go if you'd like to, or you can stay in downward facing dog. If you're in child's pose, come on back to downward facing dog here. Let's find a full inhale and a full exhale. And then we're going to step our feet to the width of our mat here. You might want to step your feet 1 footprint forward. So it's a wider stance down dog and a little shorter down dog. And then we're going to take that right hand to that left ankle, coming into a bit of a twist here. Big breath in. Full breath out. Find another inhale. Exhale that right hand back to where it started. And then we'll place that left hand on that right ankle, coming into a bit of a twist here. Big breath in. Full breath out. Find another inhale. And an exhale. Place that left hand back down to where it started. We're gonna walk those feet forward, so we're about halfway on our mat here. You can keep your hands directly underneath your face here if you'd like to. Or if you would like to continue with the twist option that we just did, we'll start out with right hand to left ankle. Left hand can stay down. Left hand can come to left hip. Left arm can reach up. Lots of options here, my friends. Find your inhales. And your exhales. Full breath in. And out. And then come on back to center. And we'll switch sides. I'll give you the same options here. So left hand comes to right ankle. You can keep your right hand on the mat. You can take your right hand to your right hip. You can rotate that torso even more and bring that right arm up. Let's find that breath. One more breath. So let's bring that torso back to center here. Bring both hands to both hips here, and then bring that torso all the way up to standing when you're ready. Good, let's shake it out. You can move those feet a little bit and wiggle it out. We're gonna take dancer's pose today for our balancing pose. So, Let's root down firmly through our right foot to start. You can put your right hand on your right hip to get started as well. And then that left hand, you start out with your thumb pointing forward. And then I want you to take your thumb out to the left and then that thumb behind you. So now your palm is facing away from your body, right? So your palm is facing me. Good. And then find something to stare at that's not moving. If you want to watch first, you can watch first. You'll reach down through your right foot. You'll draw your left foot up and catch your foot with your left hand so that your thumb now is on the ball of your left foot. Your palm is on your inner left arch. And then let's draw that right arm all the way up. Good, you can stay here. If you'd like to take more of a dancer's pose here, you'll kick your foot into your hand, press your hand into your foot, start to extend that leg behind you here. The hardest part is to find those square hips, my friends. That's what we want. You can start to draw that torso down a bit, reaching that right arm in front of you, taking it to your furthest point here. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. And then we'll come back up. Torso comes to standing. And then we release that foot. Shake out those shoulders, pedal those legs. And then we'll take it to the other side. So again, if you want to watch first, you can watch first. I'll talk through the whole thing here. So you can start with your left hand on your left hip, root down through your left foot here. You'll take your right hand, your thumb starts pointing forward, and then you're gonna open that palm up to face away from your body, and now your thumb is reaching behind you. And then we'll start to balance on that left foot here, bending that right knee, catching the right foot with the right hand. So your thumb is now on the ball of your foot, your palm's on your inner arch. And then from here, extend that left arm up. Stay here if you want to. If you want to go bigger, kick your foot into your hand, press your hand into your foot, and start to work that torso forward. Again, those square hips, it's the hardest part of this. We want to continue to work towards square hips here. Foot into hand, hand into foot. Create that traction. Inhale. And exhale. 1 more breath, my friends. Inhale here. And exhale. And then carefully rewind, so we come back up. Left arm reaches up here, and then we can unhook the foot, rolling out those shoulders, pedal out those feet. Beautiful. So we'll make our way back to the top of our mat if you have deviated from there. We'll inhale those arms overhead, press those palms together. Exhale, fold forward over those legs. Hands coming to shins. Inhale, come up halfway. And then we'll exhale to plant those hands firmly and take ourselves back to downward facing dog. Shoulder blades are on the back. Take an inhale. And an exhale. Inhaling forward to a high plank here. Exhale to the belly. Baby cobra or full cobra. Roll those shoulders onto the back. Inhale. And then we'll exhale our hips to the sky for downward facing dog. Let's take a breath in. And a breath out. Let's inhale forward to a high plank again, everybody. We're going to shift down to a forearm plank here. So forearms are parallel to each other. Draw your pubic bone towards your chin, so zip up your belly. Find a breath in. And a breath out. Take another inhale. And an exhale. We stay here for 1 more breath, everybody. Inhale. And exhale. And then we're going to take that right foot to a hover. Try to keep your hips level. Fire up your inner thighs. Fire up that belly. Inhale. Exhale. Right foot comes down. Left foot to a hover. Big breath in. And a breath out. And then both feet are on the mat. We're going to drop ourselves all the way down onto the ground. Woo! You can rock your feet side to side if you want to. And then from here, we're going to come into Sphinx pose today. So another bit of a back bend, a little bit of a shoulder opener. So those legs are parallel to each other. Your forearms are parallel to each other. And you want your elbow directly under your shoulder here. And then we want to press through those hands, press through those forearms to try to open the chest a bit. Pelvis is heavy. Similar to cobra pose here, but your forearms are down. If you want a more of a back bend here, press through both hands and start to lift those elbows up. But that is not for everyone, so don't feel like you have to go there. Shoulder blades are on the back. Sphinx pose. Inhales. And exhales. Let's take 2 more breaths. You're on the hands or on the forearms, everybody. 1 more breath. As we exhale, we lower all the way down. You can take a cheek. And again, you can rock those feet side to side if you want to. Let's take an inhale. And an exhale. And then we'll extend those legs behind us. Plant those hands firmly, tuck those toes, and send those hips up to downward facing dog. Big breath in. Big breath out. 2 more breaths, everybody. Inhales. And exhales. 1 more. Let's inhale that right leg towards the ceiling, square hips. Exhale to step it forward. We're going to come into pigeon here today, everybody. Walk your right foot over to the left, drop your right shin down, drop your back knee down. So, nice straight line from that left hip to the left foot. Make sure that your right knee is wider than your right hip. Square off those hips. Good. I'm going to list all of the options for pigeon today. So from here, you can stay here if you want to. You can start to work your way forward. You can come to forearms. You can come all the way down to your belly. You can also take a twist with the upper body. You'll work your right arm underneath so that your right arm goes the same direction as your right foot and come all the way down to the side. And you can also, my friends, if you want to today, take the quad stretch. So there's lots of options here. We have 5 breaths. So if you want to play around a little bit, you can play around a little bit. One more breath. Both hands are down. Tuck your back toes under, lift your back knee, and then we'll step ourselves back to downward facing dog. Look at that. Shake it out, everybody. Big breath in. Full breath out. Inhale that left leg towards the ceiling, square hips. Exhale to step it forward. Walk your left foot over to the right. Bring your left shin down. Bring that back knee down. Setting up the same exact way, so take your time. Left knee is wider than your left hip here. Straight line from your right hip to your right foot. Square off that pelvis. And then again, you can stay here. You can fold forward. You can take a twist if you want to, so you'll weave your left arm underneath your body here. Or you can take the quad stretch. Take 5 breaths, everybody. And then both hands come down. Tuck those back toes under, lift that back knee, and we'll step ourselves back to downward facing dog. Shake it out, my friends. Inhales. And exhales. And then we'll send those hips a little higher. You can take baby steps. You can take a big step, or you can hop to the top of your mat. And then we'll drop those hips all the way down, coming to a seat. And we'll find a butterfly pose here today. So I'll come this way here. Draw the bottoms of your feet together. So you can draw your heels as close to your pelvis as you want to.
You can also work the feet away from your body if you want to. That's up to you. Your knees don't have to come anywhere near the ground here. If your knees are elevated, that's okay. If you need to put something under your knees for support, you can put anything you want. Roll the shoulder blades down onto the back. Chest is up tall. Lots of options here. You can stay upright. You can fold forward. If you decide to fold forward, think about keeping your butt bones on the mat. So keep your sit bones down as you fold forward. Totally an option.
Let's take 3 breaths. And then if you folded forward,
come all the way back up again. And then we're going to close those knees like a book, extend those legs forward here. We'll do 1 forward fold before we lay all the way down. Toes up towards the sky. Inhale those arms overhead. Exhale to fold forward over those legs. Let's take 3 breaths. And then we'll bring that torso all the way back up here. Draw your knees in towards your chest and make your way all the way down onto your back. Woo! We have arrived on our backs. You can rock side to side if you want to. Let me just adjust this for us here. You can make some circles with those knees if you want to. And then let's plant those feet on the floor here. Knees are bent. We'll walk our feet out to the width of the mat. Let those knees come in together. And then those arms can take up as much space as you'd like here. Take a full inhale. Let's exhale those knees over to the right. So the feet are apart, those knees come apart. If you want a bigger, deeper stretch here, you can take that right foot to the outside of that left knee here. 3 full breaths. And then let's unhook that right foot here. Draw those knees back to center. You can rock side to side a little bit if you want to. And then we'll bring ourselves back to the middle here. Feet are wide, knees come in together at the center. Inhale. And then we'll exhale those knees over to the left. And again, if you want to stay here, you can stay here. You can also hook that left foot to the outside of the right knee. A little deeper stretch there. 3 big breaths. And we'll carefully unhook the foot if we have it hooked. Draw your knees back into the center here. You can rock side to side again if you want to. And then when you're ready, draw those knees in towards your chest. Reach in between those thighs to grab onto the toes, the arches, or the ankles for happy baby here. Rocking side to side if you'd like. And again, we'll find 3 big breaths. And then we'll gently bring ourselves back to center here. If you'd like to, you can extend those legs straight up towards the sky, draw your toes towards your face. You're welcome to stay here. You're welcome to make your way over to the wall and take legs up the wall if you'd like to, a lying butterfly stretch, or any other postures that you find you need to finish out today's practice. We have a few moments here, so let's take our time finding those poses that we need. You can feel free to take another round of twists if you'd like to. You can come into any sort of a back bend, bridge or wheel. You can play with an arm balance if you'd like to. Just continuing to find that breath. If you've taken a twist to one side, make sure you take that twist to the other side as well. Then if there's any transitional postures you'd like to take, feel free to move into any of those shapes. If you're ready for full Shavasana, by all means, extend those legs long. Arms can take up as much space as you'd like to. And then once you find your final resting posture for today's practice, take a full inhale. Exhale into the support of the earth beneath you and enjoy. Let's find a full breath all the way in. And a big breath all the way out. Gently beginning to wiggle fingers and toes. Rolling the wrists and the ankles. And rocking your head side to side. When you feel ready, you can extend those arms all the way overhead, getting as long as you can from your fingertips to your toes. And then find a big drink of air in. As you exhale, draw your knees in towards your chest, wrap your forearms around your shins, give yourself a great big hug. When you feel ready, make your way over to your favorite side in a fetal position. And then we'll take a moment in this posture, as we always do, to call to mind who in our lives we are grateful for. With a heart full of gratitude, use both hands to bring you up to a comfortable seat, whatever that looks like and feels like for you. We'll draw those palms together at heart center, eyes open or closed. We'll close out today's practice with one more full round of breath. Let's inhale here and exhale. The light inside of me loves and honors the light inside each of you. Namaste. Thank you, everyone, so much. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much.
So good. Hey, tomorrow's a full moon, so you can do your moon salutation tomorrow. Yes.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.